Religious leaders and churches, they're kicking off a weekend of faith across the city to encourage so many New Yorkers to get vaccinated. Mobile vaccination sites will be set up at more than 50 houses of worship starting today. So here to tell us more about it, His Eminence, Cardinal Timothy Dolan. So Cardinal, so good to see you again. Thank you for being here on this Friday morning.
Daniele, buongiorno. It's always good to be with you. Thanks for the invite.
Buongiorno to you, too. So, Cardinal, I want to begin with you joining the mayor yesterday, right, to discuss clergy getting involved in this big push for vaccines. So how do you actually see this playing out with the Archdiocese?
Well, look, I was honored by the invitation, and I highly appreciate the mayor's initiative. You know what I'm particularly grateful for, Dan, is the mayor's appreciation for the role of churches and the communities of faith. When you figure, I can only talk for our Catholic family, but when you figure that on Saturday evening and Sunday morning in the 5 boroughs of New York, about 500,000 Catholics are in their parishes. So the mayor is wise to turn to churches because they're natural gathering places for the people. And they also share, the churches share a deep passion for what we call the common good. They want to help. They want to be neighbors. And I can't see anything better these days than having a very vigorous promotion of the vaccine. So I'm grateful to the mayor for doing it, and I'm kind of honored that he asked us to be part of it.
Yeah, Cardinal, I want to ask you this too, because a lot of people are heading back to church, right? And so are you requiring priests? Are you requiring priests to get vaccinated to lead by example here?
Yeah, I wouldn't use the word requiring, Dan, but we are heartily, vigorously encouraging it and seeing that priests have access to it. And I can report to you that close to 100% of our priests have been vaccinated.
That's good.
Our priests, above all, are extraordinarily sensitive of the contact that they have with their people in very personal situations. I mean, they're there at deathbeds. They're bringing Holy Communion to the sick. They're on the food lines. They're very close to people. And they realize their obligation to the common good, and they want to be vaccinated.
Yeah, so how are masses going in terms of people coming back, Cardinal? Because you and I have spoken about empty churches needing that collection, right? And sometimes we joke about it, but it's a very serious thing to keep the church going. So are you seeing more people come back, and do they have to wear masks in church?
Glad to say, Dan, that we are seeing the people come back. My pastors report, and our 300 parishes report, that we're inching closer and closer, real close now to what it was pre-COVID, and they're happy to see the folks back. Yeah, as you would remember, because I visited with you a couple times in the air, with the extraordinary safety precautions that the churches were taking, the distancing, the cleansing, the elimination within the Mass of certain things that we used to do, like sharing the communion cup, holy water, the sign of peace, that we're just not doing anymore because it's a little too risky. So the churches have been extraordinarily safe and sensitive to the precautions, and they still are. Good. We are encouraging people to wear masks. We're not requiring it.
Understood. So, Cardinal, that brings me to the big topic of schools, right? Lots of focus on what the school year will look like. Your schools reopen on September 8th before New York City public schools. Will students be required to be masked while in a classroom?
Yeah. And Dan, look, we're kind of pros at this. We're pros at this because you would remember this time last year, we made the decision, and I don't think I risk hyperbole here of saying it was heroic at the time. The Catholic schools made the decision, we're going to be back in business. We're going to be in person. And we did it well, and we did it very safely and with full health precautions. And our parents rejoiced in that. So God bless the teachers and students and families that pitched in. So we're sort of old pros as to how to be safe and secure and healthy. Yes, we're requiring our students to wear masks. We're keeping all the distancing, the precaution, the sanitation, the cleansing. We're keeping all those precautions until the experts tell us things are safe now. We are, and again, highly encouraging vaccinations. Now, you know that that's a little bit of a peripheral question for the kids because they can't be vaccinated until they're 12 anyway. But for our junior and high school students, you bet we're going full court to vigorously encourage the vaccination.
So will you be requiring then staff and teachers to get vaccinated? And if no, Cardinal, why not when your colleagues in public education are?
Yeah, it's a good question. You know, I don't, I kind of, as an American, shy away from government telling us what to do. I don't shy away when our doctors tell us what to do.
Right.
And our doctors tell us that we need vaccination. So while we are not mandating it, while we are not requiring it, we are highly encouraging it. And we're telling our teachers, if you decide not to be vaccinated, which, by the way, Dan, are few and far between those people, you must submit to a weekly test, because we can't jeopardize the health of the kids. They're our prime responsibility. And I think that's going to work.
Okay, and so, Cardinal, I do want to talk about remote learning real quick. We're almost out of time here. If a student is immunocompromised, do they get a chance to stay home at remote learning, or you want everybody in a classroom?
Well, we want everybody in the classroom, but there would be the creative alternatives for some remote learning in extraordinary situations. But you said it well when you said, we want them all back. And guess what? The kids want to go back, and the parents sure do. I never thought I'd see the day where the kids wanted to get back to school. Hallelujah. You and I didn't this time of the year when we were kids, right?
Yeah. I know my mother was a Catholic school teacher in New York, in your archdiocese. We only have 30 seconds left. I want to focus real quick on what you're doing on September 11th. 20 years. I know you always open the cathedral doors. Just real quick, if you can tell us what you're doing.
Yeah, I just got invited to one of our firehouses that was hit hard by the loss of heroic men for breakfast. That'll be good to have firehouse chili at 7 a.m. We got a big mass with the FDNY at St. Patrick's Cathedral. I've got an ecumenical service later in the day. And I try to visit some police, some first responders, some healthcare institutions, those people that were sacrificially on the line 20 years ago, some of the families of those who lost their lives. It's kind of what I've been trying to do since I got here 13 years ago, and I look forward to doing it with renewed vigor on the 20th anniversary.
Cardinal Dolan, always appreciate you making time for us and explaining everything.
Way to go, Dan. Always good to see you. Stay cool, will you?
You too. I know, it's certainly hot out there. I know. Thank you, Cardinal.
He's always fun to talk to.